Yes, you're right. I'm recording this on Saturday morning, and I've vowed not to use social media for the whole weekend. Purely because, like everyone, I'm addicted to the dopamine, Like, I'm addicted to the mind games that Mark Zuckerberg and his ilk inflict upon all of us. But yeah, this episode is about breakthroughs. It's about breaking through. It's about realizing a goal, an aspiration, something that you've been working towards for a long time, and then thinking that will fulfill you and make you happy, and then of course it doesn't. Or maybe it does for a little while and then it goes away, like everything. Everything's transient. We've talked about this. But yeah, it's about, and then basically what I try and say is that the real breakthrough is expressing yourself to the best of your ability, like the truth, authenticity, realness. These are the things that are important. And when you talk about expressing yourself in however you want to do that, with your friends, with your family, whatever, being the most truthful version of yourself that you can possibly be, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. Please support the Facebook page, give it a like, give it a share, all that. I've been putting out a lot of artwork recently. I don't know if you've seen it, but yeah, and the YouTube channel's there as well. Subscribe to that. And thank you so much for the support and everyone that's come up to me personally. I've had a bit of a shit time in my life recently, and yeah, we keep going, we live, we learn, and just love is everything. Peace. Much of the suffering in my life comes from the longing for or the pursuit of the things I don't already have. All the things I do already have: a roof over my head, a dream, friends and loved ones who would do anything for me and I'd do anything for them, seem somewhat irrelevant when I'm deep in the hole, swimming around in the intoxicating potion of the idea I have, and maybe have always had, of who I should be rather than who I am. Lately, I've been fortunate enough to collaborate and work with some really incredible and inspirational people on various projects, and I've learned a lot by month 3 of 2021. My little gremlin ego, crouching in the shadows somewhere deep in the fibre of my psyche, is loving that. I try not to be too prideful though, mostly because most of my time I'm too busy self-loathing anyway, but pride comes before a fall, and if I do get too full of myself, I usually find some cosmic force from above seizing a fascist control of my legs and placing me roughly face down in the dirt or the concrete. I really do think that life and how you perceive it relies on perspective. Who we are, what we do, the world we live in is dependent on the knowledge that we've been given and our ability to perceive these things that we experience in the world. Kano is one of my favourite artists of all time, and he's got this bar in one of his songs that became a mantra for me for a while, constantly circling and revolving around my head like an echo. If you tell the kid he won't be shit, he won't be shit. Which is genius because you can read it either way, but the way I perceived it was that if you encourage a kid or anyone and you don't antagonize and provoke these feelings that everyone has a little bit, me more than most I would think, of being unworthy of love or success or happiness, because just the mere fact that you experience these feelings of self-doubt is enough to sentence you in the eyes of some unfathomable universal force to a life of misery, damage, and eventual self-destruction. What I'm learning more and more is that success doesn't come from the numbers that Mad Truth is doing, or the people I work with, or the exposure I get, but from the sincerity and the realness behind the philosophy and the ideas that I'm trying to put across. It's not about how these ideas are expressed in terms of social media connections or an endless stream of emails long enough to cross the Atlantic and break through to America, but why these ideas are being expressed. How can I give you my heart and my life in a way that's as obvious and forthright as the name Mad Truth implies? How can I tell the people I love that I love them and really mean it? Love for love's sake. Art for the sake of art, and health for the sake of health. I'll finish this with a final story. I'm quite a rageful little creature when I want to be. I'm volatile and can be short-fused, but like Pill said, anger as an energy, and we can use it in the same way we can use mental illness to create something beautiful or something useful, something positive from something negative. This is the central idea of Mad Truth. When I was in like year 8 or something stupid, I was in a maths lesson, and the teacher, for whatever reason, was ripping into my whole character, molding me with her large greasy hands into the obedient and docile bean counter that she wanted me to be. Of course, me being me, I wasn't having any of it and did nothing for the whole hour. I could feel this thing building inside of me, starting at the base of my spine and flowing with my boiling blood around my brain and into my fist. And as soon as that bell went, I stormed out into the hall and put my fist through the wall, breaking through, leaving a 13-year-old's fist-sized hole that remained there for the next 3 years. At the time, I was disturbed and confused, but now looking back, I do see it purely and not superficially as a source of pride. Fuck that class. Fuck that wall. Fuck the government. I'm going to be the person that I want to be. Mad Truth.